So far, I fucking love Palafin.
Palafin is going to be one of the Pokemon ever.
Yes. It's just so cool.
Like, easiest.
Yes, I was playing
not
on...
even close.
Starting with
like, you just lead it and then switch it out turn 1 into your Intimidate Mon. It's that simple.
Yep. Well, the thing is it also gets Flip Turn.
Even better.
Yeah. No, it's...
Also, Rabsca is going to be interesting just because of...
Scarab one?
I don't know, I like Trick Room.
Let's take a look at its stats. Slow. Decent special attack.
It's a Trick Room special attacker.
Okay.
And it does have the...
Bug Psychic.
The funny revive move.
Oh, is this one of the 2 Pokemon that got it? Revival Blessing?
Yes, it's the one.
They put this on a Trick Room on?
Yes.
This actually gets Trick Room, right?
I would imagine so. It's a Psychic type, right? Or am I making that up?
It's a slow Psychic type. If it doesn't get Trick Room, it's kind of been shafted, right? Yep, there it is, Trick Room.
Yep.
TM 161, okay.
It gets Speed Swap, Power Swap, Guard Swap at level 40.
Interesting.
I mean, Bug Buzz Psychic is good dual stab. Like, just in general, they're good moves.
Yeah.
For a special attacker with base 115 is not a bad attack.
And it gets...
Especially for a Trick Room.
Synchronizer Telepathy, so abilities are lackluster, but, like, useful.
Yeah. Like, they're not useless abilities.
So I'm gonna put Rabsca in, like, B tier, I think.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Like, obviously we have to see what it can do.
Yeah.
Like, if it gets to be... Like, it's about as good as you can expect a bug type to be.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's got the bulk that all bug types wish they had. Like, 75 HP, 100 special defense, 85 defense is better than just about any other bug type, save maybe Araquanix.
Yeah, I mean, it still has 6 weaknesses. But it does get...
That's just because it's a bug type.
The thing is how broken do we think Revival Blessing is going to be?
I think it is going to be, honestly, really good.
Yeah.
Like, I think, at least at the very start of the meta, it's going to be very good. Because, like, Hyper Offense is defining for the start of the meta.
Yeah, that's fair. Should we pop it up to A tier then? Like, I think you're just, like, even if it's not good, I think you're going to see this everywhere.
Justify putting a bug type in A tier before it's proven itself.
Okay, so let's talk about...
But if there were a bug type I would break my rule for, it would be this one.
Okay, let's talk about the other Revival Blessing Pokemon then, Pawmot.
Yes, Pawmot.
Okay, so this is
my goodness.
Electric Fighting, and you get Volt Absorb, Natural Cure, or Iron Fist.
Obviously, you're taking Iron Fist every time here. Like, Volt Absorb is, at best, situational.
Ooh, this thing gets Mach Punch.
Yeah, Mach and Fake Out.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, that's another egg move for it.
Oh, was it in egg moves? I just...
Yes.
Oh yeah, there it is. I just
Fake
focused
out,
in on Mach Punch.
Like, you could absolutely run, literally, like, Fake Out, Mach Punch. What's the other signature move that it gets? Like,
oh, it has 2 signature moves?
Double Shock or something?
Yeah, Double Shock. User discharges all electricity from its body to perform a high damage attack. After using the move, the user will no longer be electric type?
Yeah, it's interesting.
That is interesting.
Like, you could run that just as, like, a nuke move. Or you could... It gets Nuzzle. Like, you could run, like, pure support, Fake Out, Nuzzle, some other actual damaging move.
And Revival Blessing. Oh my god. This Pokemon's scary.
Like, they gave
115
this thing a
attack
set
and 105 speed.
105, 115. Like, you could run support on this. You could run pure offense on this. You could run really just about anything.
This thing's scary.
And, like, Iron Fist Elemental Punches is just always good.
Yeah,
especially
which of the...
105 speed, 115 attack.
Oh, it gets all the punches, too. Fire Punch, Thunder Punch, Ice Punch.
Does it get Drain Punch?
Does not get Drain Punch, which is sad.
Okay. Yeah, that's not great, but still, it's got all of the elemental punches.
Yeah.
It's got close combat. It's got fake out, mock punch.
Yeah, no, especially with the elemental punches. Like, I don't think this is a Pokemon that's going to terastallize very often.
Yeah.
But I feel like the terastallize into your elemental punch is going to be such a, like, meta
It's going to be so
threat.
much damage. You just get 1.5 times plus the Iron Fist boost on top of 115 base attack.
This thing's terrifying.
Yeah, like, I could see Choice Band, Terra Ice, Palmy destroying things. Like, obviously, Revival Blessing is the thing that everyone's going to be talking about, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's no way we're not all trying Revival Blessing on every single team that we build for the first 2 weeks. But I really do think you could just run straight up 4 attacks Palmot with no Revival Blessing.
Yeah.
Because it is just that much of an offensive threat with Iron Fist 115 base attack and its speed tier.
This thing's going to be a menace in Draft League.
Oh yeah.
This thing has so much flexibility, it's crazy.
Like, Palmot had better be like the top tier of any Draft League in the first few weeks of this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm tossing this into S tier.
Yeah.
Will be broken.
Any Mon that can run a billion sets is broken. Like, Grimmsnarl is broken because it can run a billion sets. And shout out to them giving Grimmsnarl freaking Parting Shot in Gen 9.
Did they really?
They did really.
Oh god. Did they make Parting Shot more widely available?
They must have if Grimmsnarl's getting it.
Oh, it still has Incineroar on here, that's funny. But yeah, Grimmsnarl. Revavroom.
Yeah, Revavroom is going to be...
Graphify.
Should we talk about Revavroom now that it's come up?
Sure.
Because that is an interesting Pokemon.
So Filter or Overcoat. Okay, let's take a look at Poison Steel. So you're weak to fire, 4 times weak to ground.
Yeah, the typing does not help it, I feel. Like,
well, you have 2 weaknesses.
It has a lot of resistances and only 2 weaknesses, but 4 times weakness to ground. Ground is such a common type.
Yeah. But stock attack has 4 times weak to ground and Seize Play. Like,
yeah.
I think being a steel type that's 4 times weak to ground is like shrug.
Yeah.
You do what you do. Shift gear.
10 resistances is fair trade for 2 weaknesses, 1 being 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
It's not every day you see a Mon with 10 resistances.
So a signature move is Spin Out. I assume that's a signature move, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
100 base power, but sharply lowers your speed stat, which this thing's... What's 90 base speed?
Yeah, it can play either way because it has... Also, it has Magnet Rise. What? Okay.
Oh, that's fun.
I'm interested. I'm interested.
That's more gimmicky, but like sometimes you can really get someone with it.
Magnet Rise to have 1 weakness, 6 neutral, 9 resists, 2 immunities.
Yeah, and like the resist you have, like super resistant fairy is nice.
Yes. Like, all of these resists are quite good. Like, Rock Resist, always big.
Mm-hmm.
Bug Resist is always good in singles. Flying Resist was incredible in Sword and Shield. No idea how it's going to be without.
Yeah, flying types get shafted.
Yeah, anything with flying type coverage gets worse, really. Like, resisting Ice is good. Resisting Grass has been good, although they didn't give Rillaboom Grassy Glide. So...
Well, nothing has Grassy Glide right now, so...
Yeah.
Grassy Glide is presumably going to be a DLC move again.
Yeah.
Or just add to the game.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Like, Overcoat is great. Filter is also great. Less great for a Mon that literally has 2 weaknesses, but still.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even realize that. But it does turn your ground into times...
a 3x instead of 4x, which is...
But...
actually significant.
Yep.
If you're running a Magnet Rise set, it's definitely Overcoat.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this thing could work really well on Trick Room teams where it's fast, but then like just reading this and
spin out Trick Room. Yeah.
Yeah, just spin out Trick Room and you're just like slower. Or you can always shift gear to boost your speed stat and your attack stat.
Yeah. It can play both ways.
Yeah.
Is the thing. Like, it can turn itself into a slow Mon, it can turn itself into a fast Mon.
Which is actually pretty cool for a car Pokemon.
Yeah, it's got good stabs. It's got like Iron Head Poison Jab, which is what you want on a Poison Steel physical attacker. And like,
well, I think Spin Out's just like better, right?
A Spin Out is like, it is base 100, but if you're running a Shift Gear set, you're running Iron Head, obviously.
Yeah, most likely. Just depends on what
Trick
you want to do.
Room sets are going to be Spin Out. Shift Gear sets are going to be, or even just non-Trick Room, like Tailwind sets are just going to be Iron Head.
Yep, but this thing also gets taunt, so it can just like randomly taunt your opposing Pokemon.
Yeah.
Keep in mind.
You've got to love the absolute unpredictability of some of these new mons, that they have so many sets. Like this thing, it can shift gears, it can magnet rise, it can be Trick Room, it can be fast, it can all of a sudden just randomly scary face.
Where do you want to put it?
And I honestly don't know. Like the typing is great for it. Like all the resists are 9 resists 1 immunity is really good, but it's still something that it's a middling speed tier before it gets set up. So I think A or B is fair, but I
think it'll be like top of B tier. Good,
yeah,
but still has flaws.
Bottom of A kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we'll see how the meta shifts.
I kind of want to talk about Dodonzo or whatever it's called, which
Dodonzo,
like you kind of have to talk about.
Yeah.
Tutsugiri. What is the? I don't know how to pronounce any of these names. Oh, there it is.
Tutsugiri.
Talk about wild mechanics. So
I haven't even looked at this mon yet, so I'm going to do that by myself real quick.
Well, it's a pure water type that if you send out Tutsugiri with Commander, the Tutsugiri basically becomes invincible, and your Dondozo gets a ×2 Omni boost.
Oh, huh.
Yeah, so the Tutsugiri basically goes away, where it can't be targeted by anything and it doesn't move anymore. It basically turns the battle into a 1 versus 2, except for your 1 just got double all of its stats.
Yeah, that's a double Omni boost for just being on the field with this thing. Okay, interesting. And then when Dondozo faints, presumably Tutsugiri comes out again, right?
Yep, it spits out the Tutsugiri, which, like, Tutsugiri itself actually doesn't have the most embarrassing stats. It's 120 base special attacker.
Yeah, I mean, I'm imagining just like Scarf Tutsugiri now.
Yeah, I wonder how Scarf works on...
What was the funny move that it got?
Dodonzo?
There's a funny exclusive
Order Up,
move, I think. Order Up. That's what it's called.
It's an 80 base power dragon move, and if Tutsugiri is in its move, it boosts Dodonzo's stat based on which form of Tutsugiri is in its mouth. So you can either get an attack, a defense, or a speed boost.
I think most of the time you're going to want the speed boost Tutsugiri, just because Dodonzo is so slow. Like, base 35, even at +2,
I feel like
getting outsped.
I feel like you just like don't care about the speed boost, and you just like dump it, like do the attack boost, and just like make your Dodonzo bulky. This thing also gets unaware, so its those stat modifications are ignored.
Actually, wait a second. Okay. Yeah, at +2, if you're max speed adamant, you outspeed base 100s.
Ooh, that might actually be worth it then. This thing doesn't get water spout, right? That'd be crazy.
Even if it did, its special attack is only base 65.
Oh yeah, this is an attacker. Right.
Yeah, it's a phys attacker.
I mean, you're what? Order Up.
It gets Wave Crash, which was the Basculegion move.
Yep. Yeah, it's basically water type flare, but well, recoil moves on a base 150 HP Pokemon are a lot less painful.
Yeah, it's a lot less painful, especially considering it will literally one-hit KO anything. Off of +2 attack with stab, 120 base power. Imagine you Terra Water this thing. Like, I don't see how you stop it.
Well, you double up into it every turn, right?
You do double up into it literally every turn. That is exactly what you do.
But I feel like
Yeah.
This is a
Does it?
this is a terrestrializing Pokemon. Like,
Oh, this
This
is
would
absolutely a terrestrializing Pokemon.
the Terrablast. So like I think you run like Terrablast.
I don't think you run Terrablast. I think you terrestrialize it into water.
Yeah, it just depends on what you want to do.
I think you same type Terra and just destroy literally everything. Like Gastrodon will be as good as it was when Dracovish was ruling the meta in Series 2 or whatever.
I mean, this feels like this generation's Dracovish.
Yes, Dondozo is the new Dracovish, for certain.
This thing will just one-shot your team if you are not prepared for it.
Yeah, if you don't have a Gastrodon, just goodbye.
Goodbye. And then let's look at...
But like, it outspeeds Pawmi.
Does it?
What other fast...
Nice.
If it's adamant, it outspeeds Pawmi at +2. Like,
I think they knew what they were doing when they made this thing base 35 speed.
Like, yeah, base 35 speed is like, you look at it and you're like, oh, that's a Trick Room Pokemon through and through. But then like, it's literally just +2, but it's in a 1v2. But +2 in every stat is still +2 in every stat.
Yeah, no, the thing is, like, compare this to like setting up Geomancy is this doesn't take a turn. You just have to have these two Pokemon on the field at the same time. So,
yeah.
With the exception of like Haze, like the moves that reset stats, there's nothing you can do to like actually stop it from getting to the +2. And like compared to Geomancy, this is both defense and special defense get +2. And this is on a base 150 HP Pokemon. Like, I could see this thing running like Leftovers Protect, Water Move, something else.
Yeah, Wave Crash. Lefties protect Wave Crash +2.
Yeah, and just like protect every other turn and just be like, deal with it.
Wait a second. So you have your Tutsugiri on the field first with like Pawmi or something.
Oh, are we talking about reviving the Donzo and sending it back out?
Yes.
That might happen.
Revive your Dondozo. It's at half health. It's still got the leftovers. Lepaberry Pawmi is just going to be like everything.
Assuming Lepaberry can restore the PP on that move.
Does it not on every move?
Well, it is a 1 PP move.
Yeah.
So it might work differently. Like, there's moves that they've just programmed to not work with certain interactions. Like how Dark Void only works on Darkrai. So your Tutsugiri's, like, has to be Commander. It's a Water Dragon type.
It's just so small. Why is it so small? I love it.
I just saw the alternate, like, the form names for the first time. Curly form, droopy form, and stretchy form.
That is so hilarious. I love those names. Those are so good.
This thing gets Baton Pass for some reason.
Yeah, well, here's what I'm thinking. You, like, set up with your Tutsugiri with, like, a Follow Me Mon. And then you Baton Pass into your Dondozo.
Baton Pass into Dondozo
and
switch.
You Baton Pass with your fast Tutsugiri, and then, like, Parting Shot or U-Turn or something. Into the Tutsugiri.
If you're trying to do that, you just don't respect your opponent.
I mean... When have you ever seen someone in the first 2 weeks of a Pokemon game's release, in the first month even, respect their opponent?
Fair enough.
Like, now I'm just looking to see if this thing gets, like, any good special moves, because Tutsugiri gets Nasty Plot.
Oh, God. Also gets Memento. So if, like, it gets spit out, you can just, like, sack it. Just nuke whatever Pokemon you weren't able to kill.
Yeah, not that you would want to sack it, because it's 82 base speed, 120 base special attack.
Yep. Oh, this thing gets Icy Wind.
Really?
Yeah, this thing gets Icy Wind. Dude, I can definitely see a strategy where, like, on your team you have multiple Pokemon with Volt Switch, Flip Turn, or U-Turn, or Parting Shot, and just, like, leading Tutsugiri and another Pokemon. Tutsugiri Ice Winds, and then the other Pokemon switches out. You have to make sure you don't just like manual switch out, because if you do that, you eat whatever Tutsugiri's move is going to be.
Yeah, you Icy Wind, and then like U-turn or Parting Shot or whatever.
Yeah.
Teleport.
Teleport. Some sort of move that will go after Tutsugiri to switch it into Dodonzo. Especially Parting Shot, like, I think Grimmsnarl is looking like a really good Pokemon, because you can also just, like, set up screens before you switch out if you feel like you need it.
So the good news is that Dondozo does not get Aqua Ring, because if it did, then it would be disgusting.
I assume Tutsugiri doesn't either. Tutsugiri does get Dragon Dance. What?
If you could... I don't see it.
Yeah.
If Tutsugiri got Aqua Ring, oh my, that would be just disgusting.
You could like Dragon Dance and Baton past that. Does this thing get Sword Stance?
What does get Aqua Ring?
Oh, it also gets Tutsugiri. Like obviously gets Rain Dance, so you can set up Rain.
Yeah.
As your like first turn, like Tutsugiri with like 4 support moves and just like click whatever support move makes most sense for what your opponent led and slow switch your partner Pokemon into Dodonzo. Sounds scary.
Yeah.
Because then you're not like locking in Dodonzo. Because the thing to remember with Dodonzo is you basically have no retreat once Tutsugiri's in its mouth. You can't switch out or anything. Although I do think there's a bug or glitch or something with Tutsugiri. I know I saw that if Tutsugiri gets cursed, the ghost type cursed, it can die into Dodonzo's mouth. And then you get to switch into Pokemon next to your double Omni boosted Dodonzo.
Oh my god.
So like I wonder if you can like poison this thing. Like I haven't seen whether or not you can poison or burn Tutsugiri.
Because
did it that way.
The ability just says it's unable to be damaged from attacks.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't like I don't think that's a bug. I think that's an intended
if you can somehow get Tutsugiri to die in Dodonzo's mouth.
That would just be insane.
Props to you. I mean, it's kind of like giving Shedinja sturdy.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of steps to do, so like, if you do it, you deserve to win the game, kind of thing. Yeah. I feel like getting Tutsugiri to die in Dodonzo's mouth is enough setup that it's more of a gimmick than an actual strategy you can do.
Like, the best you can do is, like, substitute while holding a Black Sludge, right? Like, you can't really do much else to help yourself die faster.
Yep. Well, Side Curse.
Wait a second.
The quickest way.
Wait a second. Oh, do you know what I just thought of? Volt Switch into yourself. Like, side Volt Switch into a Black Sludge Tutsugiri to put yourself at low health.
That's interesting.
Volt Switch into Dondozo.
Yeah, if you have
then
like, that requires your opponent to not... Oh, wait. Yeah, because you switch into Dodonzo. Yeah, if you have a very fast Volt Switcher.
Yeah.
Just like next to Scarf Tutsugiri. So we've determined this thing... Oh my god. So where are we putting this? We've talked about this for forever. Both of these.
I don't know.
I think their base sets are good, that we should at least put them in A tier.
Yeah, like, the base sets are good, but they're also, like, both incredibly gimmicky. Which boost do you think is best for Dondozo?
I still think it's going to be attack, but I think you've convinced me that speed's also going to be good. I think if its defenses were swapped, if it only had 65 base special defense, I could see defense boosts Dondozo seeing play with leftovers. But I think at 150 defense, it just never sees play.
Yeah.
Which color...
Does Dondozo get Body Press? It does.
Oh, does it get Body Press?
It does.
Okay, I take it back. You can run the defense boosting order up if you want.
Yeah, they're all good. They're all good.
They're all good. Which form do you want me to put on the tier list? The curly, droopy, or stretchy?
Put all 3 of them.
Okay, because the thing is like Tutsugiri is like not an embarrassing Pokemon by itself, which is like huge.
By itself it's fine. Like,
it gets good support. Or like running this combo on a Trick Room team and just sometimes you bring Dodonzo without Tutsugiri. It's because it's
like,
slow.
If your opponent has a fast team and you're not going to be outspeeding them with your Dondozo, then you just bring it in Trick Room.
Yep. Okay, let's...
Don't Omni Boost it.
I'm tossing both of these in A. I think it's gimmicky, but I think it's actually good gimmicky.
Yeah, there's a difference between bad gimmicky and good gimmicky, and I think this is good gimmicky.
Oh, You know what you want to switch in if you manage to side kill Tutsugiri into Danzo's mouth?
What?
Flamigo.
I have not looked at this. I am going to.
Oh, you need to see its ability. Hidden ability Co-Star. When the Pokemon enters a battlefield, it copies an ally's stat changes.
Oh my.
Oh, I like how the classification for this is the synchronized Pokemon, and it doesn't get synchronized.
That is pretty funny, yeah.
So the other options are Scrappy or Tangled Feet, except for this
Co-Star is definitely better on this gimmick set, but like I think Scrappy is just better in general with a flying fighting type. Like fighting types with Scrappy are always good.
But I think the base stats on Flamingo, if you're running it, you're doing something with Co-Star. Is what I think is going to happen.
Like it's 500 BST. It's not bad.
That's fair. Yeah, that's actually better than I thought. I'm gonna be honest.
It's 90 speed, 115 attack.
Mm-hmm.
It gets wide guard, quick guard.
This thing's going to be scary in restricted formats.
Wide guard, quick guard, tailwind.
Oh, this thing gets Tailwind?
TM 113 because tailwind is a TM again.
Oh yeah,
because that went so well the last time they distributed it.
I'll take it because they took away Ally Switch from everyone.
Did they? Oh, thank.
It's not a TM anymore. I have not checked which Pokemon get it and which don't. I honestly think this is a Pokemon that's not going to see much play to start, and will like just randomly see play when there's a restricted format.
No, it's definitely going to be big in restricted formats just because Tailwind, Quick Guard, Wide Guard.
Yeah, no, and that's what I mean. And also in restricted formats, I feel like Co-Star is going to be better.
Yeah, but Co-Star is good on gimmicks regardless.
Yeah.
It also gets Feign.
Oh, it does it?
At level 21.
Oh, this is seeing play, and this is going to be early pick in Draft League.
Oh, yeah. Draft League, Flamigo is going to be the scariest Pokemon to face. Because it can prevent anything that your opponent throws at it.
Mm-hmm.
And it can also, like, randomly be running Tailwind this week. It can randomly be running Taunt this week.
And, like, 90 base speed is not embarrassing.
Like, it gets Copycat for whatever reason.
Does it really?
Level 0 move.
I guess that makes sense.
This thing could be running any +2 with Brave Bird Close Combat. Looking at the coverage, Liquidation, U-Turn, Pounce, Throat Chop. Like,
yeah, I think this thing's going to be scary. I think it's, like, not broken, definitely, but it's, like, the kind of thing that if your opponent gets set up and just gets to switch this in next to a different Pokemon. Okay, where are we putting this?
It's so hard to say. This thing could be anything from S to C.
Yeah, I think it's more likely to be A.
I think A is definitely fair for it, but I would say it's another mon that's like bottom of A, top of B.
Yeah.
It is going to be...
Yeah, I think...
a decent mon.
Based on what I've written here, I think it belongs in B.